Hi guys, it's Yuritsa and I have a quick tutorial to share with you today using your silhouettes. So as you may know, I bought this a little while ago and I am absolutely in love with it. It's the Tulip heat setting tool. And what you use are these little gems and rhinestones that have glue in the back that's activated by heat. And these can also be used with the regular craft irons, the little ones. So if you have the silhouette, you're familiar with the rhinestone designs that they've came out with. And the silhouette does sell a rhinestone kit that includes rhinestones and a whole bunch of different products that you can use to put rhinestones on your paper projects and on fabric. Well, I don't have it. And I really liked a lot of these designs and I was trying to figure out how to incorporate these designs using my Tulip tool. So I was at Ollie's Bargain. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it's pretty much like a Big Lots. And I found this material. It came in a huge sheet. It was about 12 by 16 inches. And this is meant to go underneath ovens to catch drips and things like that. And it's pretty much the same material the Tim Holtz crafting mat is made out of. But I find it to be a little thinner. It's more flimsy. So I brought it home. It was $4 for the 12 by 16 piece. And I wanted to see if my silhouette could handle cutting it. So what I did was, I took my mat, here's my silhouette mat, and I placed it right on top, and then I trimmed it out perfectly around all the edges. I wanted to make sure that the mat completely covered the mat. And then I took blue painter's tape, and I put it on either end of the mat just to make sure that it's really nice and sturdy, because this is very slippery and I wasn't sure if it was going to stick to the glue on the mat itself, and I wanted to have some extra protection. And the reason why I cut it from end to end and all sides is because I wanted the rollers to be right on it to help keep it down also. So once I did that, I came here and I looked up at all the different designs and I played around to see as many as I could fit in this mat. The only bad thing about this is the design is the size that it is. You can't adjust the size or the size of the actual holes. So if it's too big, unfortunately, that's just as big or as small as it's going to be. So once you find everything in your library, you're going to set it up on your mat to maximize the amount of cuts you can make. Now, one thing I want to point out is you see these orange writing. That just tells you that that design is meant to be that size, that you can readjust it, and each design brings one, and you can put designs right over top of it. The letters and the words are not gonna cut, so it's like it's not even there. So I just put all my designs right on top of those words, and it's just fine. And what I also did was I make sure that the machine was double cutting each shape, just to make sure that it gets it cut nice and good. So to do that, all you simply have to do is just highlight the shape you want, right click, copy, right click, paste. And the way you know it's copied and pasted is because the design turns green. But once you click off of it, it goes back to red. So each design that turns green when you click on it, that means that it has been copied and pasted. So as you can see, all of mine, oh, I said that one. Let's hit copy, and then let's hit paste, and it turned green. See, all turned green, so they'll copy and paste it, so that means they're going to cut twice. And you're simply going to load the mat into your silhouette, and then I'm going to go ahead to the cutting screen so you can see my settings in that. So here is my cutting screen. Alright. I have it at index 90 pounds. Let me show you that. Right over there. Index 90 pounds, which I believe is the thickest or the most pound weight paper that you have in your drop down menu. You're going to need your pin cap. Now my speed, I have it set very low. The cut is very intricate and I didn't want the machine to skip or anything, so I made the speed very low, but my pressure was set at maximum. So those are my settings. And then you just go through all your different screens to get to the cut. And you're simply going to hit cut. And then you're just going to let the machine do its thing. It took forever. It took about an hour for it to cut because I went very slow and I cut everything twice. So it took a little while. But once everything was cut, it came out perfect. I mean, it just worked like a charm. So let me take you back to my crafting desk to show you what I did. Alright, so here is what I ended up with. These are all the designs that was on that page, all cut out. As you can see, they're a pretty good size. That's the size of my hand right there. And here's the owl. And here's that banner, super cute. And the flower. And I am missing the flourish. Here it is, the flourish. So it cut perfectly, and then I just took my scissors and I just cut as close to the design as I could, but I didn't want to go too deep because I didn't want to ruin the line. But that way you can pretty much get a really good idea of where you're going to position this on your paper and where it's going to fall. So those are all my designs. So I'm going to work with the flourish today. And put these out of my way. And here's what I've already started. As you can see, look how beautiful that swirl is. And for this, I used 3 different sizes. So you got the large, the medium, and the small. You just have to make sure that the gem fits inside with a little bit of gap still around it. So when you're done, you can just lift up the stencil and your gem can stay on your paper. So I'm just going to put this back how I had it. See? And then I'm just going to finish doing the last 4 gems. You can see how that works. Okay. So I normally like to put about 4 or 5 gems at a time. That way I can just leave the tool on so it'll stay nice and hot and I can get done quicker. So here I'm putting my last 4 gems in place. And I'm just going to let the tool heat up for a few seconds. And it does take quite a little bit of time to get all of this done, but the result is just beautiful. And you can have some custom made flourishes and just a whole bunch of just different things for your layouts to really make them special. And for your cards too. Alright, so that's nice and hot. So you're just going to put the tool right on there. To leave it on for like 5 or 6 seconds. It doesn't really take too much heat. And since the tool is just starting to heat up, it's going to take a little longer. But once the tool is nice and hot, it won't take long at all. You can kind of know when it's done because it'll move around and shift a little bit. So that's how you know when the glue is nice and melted. See, that shifted a little bit, so I'm just going to take the tool and just push it back in place, and that's it. And because this material is heat resistant, you don't have to worry about it burning. And you don't have to worry about the paper underneath burning either. Unlike if you were using just regular paper, it might start turning brown. I'm not sure what the heat maximum is on regular paper, but I didn't want to risk anything happen to my project, so that's why I really was looking for something that was heat resistant and thin enough for the silhouette to cut, because the silhouette cannot cut chipboard or anything thick like that. So my designs are on there. I'm going to let them cool for a few seconds. Once they've cooled down, all you have to do is just lift your stencil, and there you go. A beautiful flourish. Alright, so thanks so much for stopping by. If you have any questions, let me know.